already in this year's annual challenge. Today we're talking about let me grab my SOAP framework, the A in the SOAP framework, right? Yesterday we brainstormed 10 different options, 10 different things we could do to start filling the gap between where we are and where we want to be with the problem or the challenge or the setback or the thing that we are investigating and applying the SOAP framework to this week. Me, it's implementing a new software program. And actually, it's a grandly updated version of a software program that I've been using for about 6 or 7 years. And so it's vastly different than the old version. So I need to figure out how to transition all of my businesses over to this new software and all the businesses I help with this software to the new software. So that was my story and my situation. I want to go from the old software to the new software, the current situation versus the desired situation. And I brainstormed 10, and you can see in my little messy, getting very thick book, 10 different possible ways of doing this. And I picked 3, and I'm just going to share what they are quickly if I can grab a magnifying glass. And we're going to apply the urine analysis to it. Now, I know it's a terrible name, but it's a really powerful tool, and I've used it for a couple of decades now. Actually, since all the way back when I was in corporate America, I had to find ways to kind of quantify and in my mind map out how to make different decisions, especially in complex challenges that involve a lot of different people, a lot of different resources, a lot of different departments or divisions of the company, etc. And so I came up with this urine analysis, and it's just a way of quantifying kind of subjective measures and feelings about things. Works really, really well, like nominal group technique, in a group setting when all of the different parties involved get to have a say in the projects and the moving forward, etc. So I picked do and document the process for one business. That was 3. Number 8 was pick one new business and go through the process. So instead of using it on one of my existing businesses, set up a new company or a dummy company, but it can be a real company, and go through the entire process. First on that, which as I go through the urine analysis, I might go toward that, because I think that is a safe way not to mess up anything that's going on already. And then number 10 was just take one step at a time, the next step. What's the next step I need to take in order to make this happen? And maybe it's just look for additional help in this project, because it's a pretty big project for me, especially given my vision challenges. So if I'm looking at the urine analysis, and you can see I already made my urine grid here in my book so that I can actually do this. I have not done it yet, but what we do is we look at the different options based on whether they're urgent, the amount of resources it'll take to pull the project off, or the thing that actually we're looking at doing. Is it important? Is it an important thing that we do? And is it necessary? There's a slight difference between important and necessary. Important is maybe it is important to you. Necessary means it's got to get done, but it might not be important to you, right? If I think of housework, I think housework is sometimes urgent. It takes my resources. It's important and well, it's not super important to me, but it's necessary, right? So it's more necessary to me than it is important. It's necessary that it gets done, but it's not important that I be the one that does it. And then effort and energy. How much energy and effort is it going to take for this particular alternative that you're analyzing? So I'm going to look at my different alternatives, and I usually rate them on a scale of either 1 to 10. So for resources and energy, I would give a lower number to the ones I like the least, or that are going to take the most resources and the most energy. They would get a low number. And then all the other things, urgent, necessary, and important, all get the high number if I'm doing a scale of 1 to 10. Sometimes I'll just do the number of alternatives I'm looking at, and I'll compare them to one another and do 3, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3, depending on how many alternatives I have. So if I had picked 5 things that I want to analyze, 5 different options that I want to analyze, I would go 1 through 3, 4, 1 through 5, and 5 through 1. So on resources and effort, the ones I like the most would get the lower numbers, and the ones I like the least would get the higher numbers. And then with respect to urgent, important, and necessary, it'd be just the opposite. So they would get the high number. And that way, when I add them all up, the choice with the highest total is the one I'm going to probably take action on first. Now, do I sometimes change my mind and decide I'm going to do something else first because it's quicker and easier and faster to do? Yes, because The whole point of this is I need to take action toward this thing today, not tomorrow, not in the weekend, today. And even if it's a tiny step, taking action toward it is better than not doing anything. So I might say, okay, I'm going to do this for a new business, but I don't even know what business I'm going to do it for. That might take me a day to decide and ferret out some of those things. So what could I do to take action right now? So I might actually take action on another thing because I know I can, while I'm watching my granddaughter today, do some research into help and resources to help me make this project go quickly and smoothly. Anyway, that's it for today. Our urine analysis. Our action item today is to do the urine analysis on your 3 options that you picked from yesterday. And just ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how urgent is it that I do this alternative? Then on the next one, how urgent is it that I do this alternative? And then how urgent is it I do the third alternative? And it's amazing how something as simple as this framework, one option rises to the top, right? Really quick and easy. Because the truth is, we always know what to do. This is just giving ourselves permission to take action on the things that we know what we need to do. All right, any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Have an awesome day.